Good morning. Mm. You reject money. When they send money to you, do you reject money?
I did not unmute.
Okay.
Hello. 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 It's not active. Hello. Thank you. Hello, good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. How are we today? Everybody's keeping a straight face. Can you look at your neighbor and smile? Just look and smile. Aha. So we're starting shortly. We'll be starting by 11 a.m. on the dot. Sincere apologies for the brief delay. We'll be starting shortly. So just network, say hello to someone, ask for someone's name, get to network and talk. The currency of the future is said to be our network today. So let's network. Meet someone, say hello, give a handshake, give a smile. And the audience online, this will be starting shortly. So stay with us. Hello. That's effective. It's okay. Hello. Hello. Testing. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Just English. Hello and good morning once again. I am Abdul Hakim Adeza Abdul Karim, the African Guru, and it's my pleasure to be serving as your compare for this event. It's with great sense of gratitude that I welcome you to this special event for today. It would be nice if we can populate the front seat. So for people that are coming in later on, they can just sit behind. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's do that again. I'm big on networking. Just turn to someone on your right or your left and say hello. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So today is World Facility Managers Day 2025. Are we excited? No, I don't think we are excited. Are we excited? Yes. If we are excited, let's say World Facility Managers Day. What's the theme for this day? What's the theme? Who knows the theme? Okay, yes. Resilience in action. Resilience in action. Thriving in a world of change. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are especially welcome to this event, and a special welcome and recognition to Mr. Abel Dawa, the Vice President, AFMPN Northern Nigeria, and the Chairman. You're welcome, sir. Please, let's appreciate him. Then Mr. Shegun Salami, Facility Manager, NAF Properties. Then we have Senior Facility Practitioner, Facility Management Practitioner, Mr. Nana Okori-Agu. He's someone you would call an ancestor in the game. He has been in the game for quite a number of times, so I think we can do better with that applaud. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also acknowledging our audience online. Can you hear me? Let's hear a hello, or just put up a text or an emoji and emoticons. Something. Let's see that you can see and hear us. Amazing. Thank you, Engineer Marcus. Thanks for that acknowledgement. Okay. So we'll be moving on swiftly to the opening remark for this great event for today. And to take us on the welcome address, we'll call on the AFMPN Northern Region Chairperson and person of Mr. Abel Dawa. Please, let's put our hands together as we welcome Mr. Abel to the stage. Let's keep clapping. The faster we clap, the faster he gets here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep clapping. The faster I clap, the faster he gets here.
Thank you very much. I once again want to welcome each and every one of us to today's event. And it is my pleasure to meet new persons and make new friends with some persons that are maybe only online and chatting, but today I can see them physically and know who they are. So it's a pleasure to meet some of you tonight. Theme for this year's World FM Day is Resilience in Action, Thriving in a World of Change. Distinguished colleagues, esteemed guests, fellow practitioners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to this year's World Facility Management Day celebration. As the Vice President and Chairman of the Northern Region of the Association of Facilities Management Practitioners, Nigeria, I am truly honored to stand before you on a day set aside to recognize the profession we all are so deeply committed to. The theme for this year, Resilience in Action, Thriving in a World of Change, speaks volumes. It is not just a slogan. It reflects the reality of our daily work. Facility management has always been about adaptability, but the world we live in today demands much more than that. It demands resilience, intentional, proactive, and strategic resilience. In the past few years, we've seen major shifts in how people work, live, and engage with space. We've witnessed disruptions from global pandemics, economic instability, security challenges, and climate-related impacts. These are not abstract issues. They affect the buildings we manage, the people who use them, and the services we deliver. And yet, in the midst of it all, we continue to show up. So I will just pause here, and can we please give ourselves a round of applause? Because without showing up, I'm sure this world will not be the same again. We keep systems running. We maintain critical infrastructure. We make sure people are safe, comfortable, and productive, often behind the scenes and without much recognition. That is what resilience looks like. In the northern region, our context presents its own unique challenges, from infrastructure deficits to evolving security dynamics. But we also see opportunities. Opportunities to innovate, to collaborate, and to lead with purpose. We are not just managing facilities, we are managing change, driving sustainability, and enabling communities to function and grow. As we mark this day, I would like to encourage us to reflect on three key areas. First, let's remain intentional about capacity building. The future of FM lies in continuous learning and growth. We must invest in ourselves and our teams, staying ahead of trends and equipping ourselves with the tools and skills needed to lead change, not just to respond to it. Secondly, let's embrace technology wisely. Technology is not an end in itself. It's a tool that must serve a clear purpose. Whether it's energy management, systems, predictive maintenance, or smart infrastructure, we must ensure that innovation in FM drives real value. And then last but not the least, let's keep building strong networks. One of our greatest assets is each other. I'll pause again. Without you, there will be no me. And without each of us needs the other to grow. And that is why across the northern region and indeed across the country, we need to keep sharing experiences, offering support and advocating for the relevance and strategic importance of our profession. I am proud of the progress we have made as a community of professionals. If we remain focused, I celebrate every one of you, the problems, create value, and keep the wheels of our society turning. You are the silent enablers of progress, and your work matters. Let us use this occasion not just to reflect, but to recommit to excellence, to service, and to resilience in action. Thank you for all that you do. Happy World Facility Management Day 2025. God bless you all. God bless AFMPN, and God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful welcome address. Take home for me. We cannot do this alone. We need each other. If you're a facility manager here, you should be proud of yourself. Are you proud of yourself? That's not loud. It doesn't sound like you're proud of yourself. Are you proud of yourself? Beautiful. Thank you very much for that, sir. Embrace technology and keep networking. We'll be moving on swiftly to the next item on the agenda, which is HSE induction by Ms. Obichukwu. Please, let's put our hands together for her.
Thank you very much, and welcome everybody to this wonderful event. You are in total facility management. limited, where we take safety very, very. So that means the room is open. Okay, don't worry, be calm. Nothing is happening. We have our extinguishers. They are in order. Don't worry. The host rail is okay. It's functional. Don't worry. Nothing will happen. And I believe when you entered, you saw the muster point. It's there. It's very, very conspicuous. It's not hidden. We are okay. The facility is okay. And we have safety marshals here. Myself, forget the hills. So if anything happens there, these hills will turn to boot. Forget the hills. They said we are facility managers, resilience in action. Wait until you hear the alarm. These hills will change. And then myself, I'm an incident marshal, Ogechi sir. We have Enoch, and then we have Femi and Mr. Eyo. We are all trained to be safety custodians. So you are welcome, relax. If you want to take care of yourself, we have the restrooms. If you don't want to use this one, we can take you upstairs. So enjoy the event. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Safety first. So who here actually checked that if there's a muster point for community? Did anybody check? If you check. Aha, nobody checked. But she said she's here, she's active, so I'm certain her heels will not be a hindrance. So thank you very much for that. And special recognition, also recognizing ESV Ora Egunike, the chairman of Total Facilities, who is our host today. So please, let's put our hands together. We'll be moving on to the keynote address for today's event. Are we ready? Are we ready? Resilience in action, thriving in a world of change. Beautiful. Let's take it again. Resilience in action, thriving in a world of change. Amazing. You're amazing. Let's put our hands together for ourselves. Thank you. And to take us on the keynote address for today, the person we call the ancestor, the godfather, person that has been in the system for a very long while and continues to be a pillar, a mentor, and a coach, driving resilience, positivity, and growth in the system with a resounding applause. Ensure that your hands are jammed together. Let's make welcome. All right, so apologies for that breakage. So a speaker for the event. Let's put our hands together for him. Mr. Nana Ukoriagu. Let's keep clapping. The louder we clap, the faster he gets here. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. Well, first of all, pardon any lapses you might notice, because I just called Oge this morning and asked her, is anything happening? And she said, yes, 10 o'clock. Notice I didn't even iron this. And now I'm giving what? Keynote address. Oh, well. Again, that for me is one of the hallmarks of a facility manager. It can wake you up any time of the night. The lights, only one side of my house has lights. The tap is not running. Meanwhile, they're not saying it politely. And guess what? You just shut down maybe an hour ago, 9 p.m. You got home 10 p.m. And that call is coming 11 p.m. and they expect you to what? And 8 o'clock the following day, you're back in the office. Not so. Like a shining silver coin. That's the facility
manager. The call felt, I put my seat as I said, happy World FM Day, the magician of the built environment. Because truly, that's what they are not strangers to the seminar. We have an electrical problem here. The AC in this room is not working. The tap here, this one, and guess what? It's happening at the same time. And when others are losing their head, that is when the facility manager is keeping his. As cool as a cucumber, he has his process in place. Remember, work, place, process. So for you to be a successful facility manager, you must have your process in place. What I used to do is, I'll get into the office, I'll sit down. The first 5 minutes, I imagine what could possibly go wrong today. And if it happens, what would be my reaction? The steps to take. So mentally, I agree. If this goes wrong, this is what I'll do. Who do you call? This person. If this goes wrong, what do you do? Who do you call? This person. So I have literally a plan of action for anything that could possibly go wrong that I can think of at that time. And when I have all that mapped out in my head, I relax. Then I come out. Okay, let it happen. But now, I think when I came, Oge mentioned to me that one of the things I should talk about is progress in facility management. Where were we as facility managers 50 years ago? Where are we as facility managers today? Not the same place. Clearly not. There's even a joke in some circles that the first job on earth, the oldest, is facility management. Because Adam and Eve were what? Of the garden, landscape management, which is what? Soft FM. True or false? So, facility managers started off as landscape managers. It progressed. During the World War, right? Activities requiring maintenance became more acute, right? So, in the army, they had to have maintenance people ready. They had companies converted from what they were doing before into producing materials that will be used to fix war machines. Facility management, maintenance. That was how we started. Now, there's a saying, and God rest his soul, Mr. Collins. He used to have this saying, in facility management, we should move from the boiler room to the C-suite. And that's what facility management has done. Initially, you remember that if you go to most offices, high rises, where is the office of the facility manager? Or downstairs in the basement. But anything goes wrong, all the phone calls go down there. But all the responses come from there. But he's down there in the boiler room. Because at that time, emphasis on facility management was mainly on maintenance, repairs. Are we still there? No. If we remember, as of today, there are 11 core competencies in facility management. And, sorry, what's the name? Obi told us, yes. The temperature here is perfect, isn't it? Your chair is comfortable. The lighting, safety, right? You have your smoke detector. All these are what? FM. FM. So it's no longer just maintenance. It is taking actions, responsibilities for the enjoyment of the people in the built environment. That's facility management. And your job as a facility manager is to ensure that for them to enjoy staying in that facility. And the ways to do that is to plan yourself, program yourself. Yes, do we always get the recognition? No. And even going further, energy, sustainability, those are what? Buzzwords today. And what they fall on our laps. So what I say, a situation where we're moving from just maintenance, right, to situations where it's becoming more complex. It's not just managing people, we're managing the place, we're managing the process, and we're looking at factors that even are outside the built environment, the facility we're managing. That's where sustainability comes in, because you're looking at the outer and the larger environment. Your activity in your facility must positively impact on the environment. So what has happened? You've moved from come and repair this to taking decisions that are far-reaching, right? That's facility management. So where we are now is we are in a position where we should be sitting at the management table where decisions are being made. Because our actions, our activities affect the bottom line of any organization, true or false? So who's the person that should be there when the decision is being taken? The FM. So we're moving from the boiler room to the boardroom where decisions are being made. Decisions that will positively impact everybody. So, colleagues, we are in a profession that's relatively young comparatively, but dynamic, not static, right? And a profession that can be life-changing, can affect the lives of people that you might never even meet. I'll give you an example. When I was in Agbara Estate, we had, at that time, I don't know about now, there were only 2 sewage treatment plants. One was in Agbara, the second one was in Ikeja Industrial zone. Now, the sewage treatment plant, all the effluent goes into it, right? I think 1004 also has something on the other side of the road into the lagoon. Now, who's responsible? The FM. And guess what? If you do not do your job properly and you release the effluent untreated or not properly treated into the environment, what have you done? You've damaged the ecosystem. So, fishermen in villages far from your facility are being negatively affected because of what? Your action or inaction. Maybe you didn't complete treatment, you're in a hurry and you released uncompleted treatment effluent into the environment. So, facility managers, it's not just all about being competent in the 11 competencies. It's also about personal passion and drive. If you don't have the passion, you don't have the drive, you can't do it. They'll wake you up 3 a.m. If you don't have the passion, you won't get up. But guess what? Job satisfaction. Once you enjoy what you do, you will wake up. And when you also know that what you're doing is positively impacting on people, even when you are not appreciated, we're not. Very few people will ever come back and say, oh, thank you. They'll call you when the problem is there. When it's fixed, very few people, I think it's like the lepers in the Bible. How many of them went back to say thank you? So let's not be surprised when our actions are not appreciated. But let's once again appreciate ourselves as facility managers. This is our day. Let's appreciate ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate ourselves. And like I said, I'm not in many words. I use my hands in the field. So I think I've over-talked. So pardon me.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think it's just better and louder than that. When I grow up, sir, I want to be like you. A lot of value ditched and not even rehearsed. So that is where experience comes in. So please, let's appreciate him one more time. Going back to the theme for today's event, we're looking at resilience in action. Okay, we're getting there. Resilience in action. Thriving in a world of change. Okay, I'm not getting a response from the back. Resilience in action. Thriving in a world of change. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Amazing. I honor and appreciate you all. Thank you very much. All right, quickly to take us on the keynote address, we would welcome Mrs. Mwando Chukura, the MD of Total Facility Management, ably represented by Mrs. Ogechi Isa. Please, let's appreciate her.
Good morning, everyone. Shola, I cite you. Good morning, everyone, once again. I know you all expecting to see the MD, right, of Total Facilities. That's the change you're talking about. So the change is not just about the process, it's also about the people. It's evolving. We are looking at the young FMs. We are looking at technology. tech-enabled FMs. We are looking at using eco-friendly consumables at our various project locations. So a lot, it's changing. So welcome once again to the AFMPN hosting celebrating the World FM Day. I still remain Ogi Issa, ably representing the MD of Total Facility Management Limited in the person of Mrs. Wandu Chukura. Thanks for coming. So today, as the world celebrates the World FM Day 2025, please can you put up the note? Sorry, let me just read it up there. All right, so today, as the world celebrates the World FM Day, we honor the vital role facility management plays in promoting excellence across the workplace and the built environment in general. This year's theme, Resilience in Action, Thriving in a World of Change, highlights the strength of our global community, the importance of attracting the next generation of facility management professionals, and the pivotal role facility management continues to play within the organizations, societies, and the business environment. As the everyday heroes in our field, as Mr. Nana highlighted in his speech, I want to compliment you, sir. Thank you. At such short notice, you were able to just capture the whole thing in your presentation. As everyday heroes in our field, we encourage us to remain committed to building our capabilities around the four core pillars FM, which are the people, the process, place, which are the buildings you manage, your facilities, and then technology, because technology has come to stay. These core areas ensure the smooth, efficient, strategic functioning of any built environment. And it also lays the foundation for delivering value-driven, strategic facility management that aligns with your organizational goals. The world of work is changing. We must utilize digital tools. We're talking about resilience in action. We're talking about tomorrow. We're talking about the changes. We're talking about innovations. The work is changing. We must utilize digital tools for enhanced service delivery, monitor performance, and drive smart building solutions also. It's time to rise beyond routine operations and become strategic partners, driving impact and adding real value to the organizations we serve. Let us commit to developing ourselves and begin to deliver exceptional support as strategic business partners. We wish everyone a meaningful and inspiring World FM Day. Thank you all for coming. Now that is. Can you come down a bit? So she said something. She's bring it down a bit. No, up. She talked about service delivery. She also mentioned monitoring performance. She talked about driving smart building solutions. These are key to your FM solutions. If you don't monitor your service deliverables, you don't monitor your performance, you don't monitor your FMs on site, you don't monitor your processes, your actions, forget about it. I also want to introduce, and most of us have heard about the ISO Academy. ISO Academy. It's also in partnership with the AFMPN. And the goal is to ensure that facility managers are well equipped in ensuring that their operational activities and service deliverables across locations is globally acceptable. So whatever you're doing here in Nigeria, it's expected that that level of service deliverable will be obtainable outside Nigeria. That's why ISO comes in. So I want to encourage us also to key into that initiative of the AFMPN in collaboration with the ISO Academy. So the ISO Academy trains on ISO 41001, which is a benchmark for the practice
of facility management systems across the world. So I believe before the end of the program, we'll invite the key person to introduce us to the ISO Academy also. Thank you once again for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that aptly put together keynote address. Thank you. Let's appreciate her one more time, please. Thank you very much. We're still very much on the theme for today's event. And what's the theme again? Thriving in a world of change. Thriving in the world of change. Thriving in the world of change. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So we're moving on swiftly to the next item on the agenda, a very interesting segment of today's meeting, which is panel discussion, where we're looking at thriving in the face of change, trends, tools, and tactics. And to moderate this session, we'll be calling on the panel moderator and person of Mr. Shamsuddin Umar. Let's put our hands together for him.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the next session. I would like to invite the panelists on stage, Ms. Tracy, Ms. Sheon, Mr. Saji, and Ms. Obi. So, good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to the World Facility Managers Day. And about to start the panel discussion. But before we go into the panel discussion, my name is Shamsuddin Umar, and I'm the moderator for today's panel. My role as the moderator is to navigate through today's conversation and also to enable us keep to time. So I have a few ground rules I would like to set before we comment the panel session. The restroom is here and behind, so we won't want any interruptions during the session so that we won't interrupt the speakers while they're on stage. So I'll appreciate that we are all seated. If we have emergency calls, we can quietly step out and answer our calls. So thank you. I'll now introduce our moderators for this panel. Our first panelist is Ms. Tracy Jaja. Ms. Tracy Jaja is Assistant General Facility Manager for Brains and Hammers Facility Management Limited. With over a decade experience, Tracy is known for her people-centered approach to operations and her passion for effective, safe environments. Please, a round of applause for Ms. Tracy. Our second panelist is Ms. Sheon. Ms. Sheon is an accomplished facility manager with more than 7 years practice experience in delivering high impact results in facility operations, client service delivery, and property management. Please, a round of applause for Ms. Sheon. Our third panelist for today is Mr. Adesoji Oyade. Is the general manager for Ville FMC Limited. With over 17 years in the field, Mr. Adesoji brings wealth of experience in strategy, facility planning, sustainability, and industry leadership. Please join me to welcome our panelists. I would like to also fourth panelist, but I would allow her to introduce herself.
Okay, my name is Obi Chuku, the regional manager, Total Facilities Management Limited. So I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the panel, we have 7 questions. 3 questions are general questions, which I would want all the panelists to address. Then the 4 questions, I would assign each question to each of the panelists. After the session, we'll have a Q&A segment where we'll allow the audience to also contribute and ask questions to the panel. So to kickstart with the icebreaker, in one word, to one sentence, what does facility management mean to you? Let me start with you, Ma.
Okay, you said in one word or one sentence. When Mr. Nana was talking, I changed my definition of facilities management. Sir, he said, facility management is all about taking action for the enjoyment of the people in the built environment. I had a definition before, but when he said it, I said, this is definition for me from today. Taking action for the enjoyment of the people in the built environment, which involves coordinating processes, places, people, technology to ensure the functionality of the built environment. Thank you. For me, facility management is maintaining and ensuring the functionality, the safety, and also the efficiency of a built environment. That's what our job is all about.
Good morning, everyone. Everybody here is saying sentences. I'll just use one word. And one word I want to use is intentional. And I picked that word because in everything we do in facility management, we have to be intentional, unless things will not function. So my word is intentionality.
Okay, so for me, facility managers are enablers. So that's just a simple term to define what we do.
Thank you so much for sharing. I would like to also reference to what Mr. Inanna said. He said, we are the magicians of the built environment. So if I should describe facility management in
because we face different challenges on a daily basis. But I like to share, you shared something about change. I like to share something about a crisis. About 2 years ago, I had to be moved to a new site. We do residential facility management. I was posted to a new site with over 1,000 people. And there were a lot of funny to most people, but I tell you, it's a real life struggle for us. They feel, why is a woman managing me? Why is a woman managing this estate? What happened to men? They feel it's a man's job. But I tell you, we can do anything. It's not just a man's job. It's anyone can be in facility management. That's what I believe. I've had a lot of experiences over the years. I manage an estate of over 432 residents, and I've been there for years. One challenge that I refused to move, and it didn't shake me once, even if at times, yes, I felt like something was wrong, was when the and if you know Brains and Hammers very well, we offer 24 hours power supply, which I think we didn't think about what will happen in future when we were doing that. But it happened. And when it happened, what will happen? We had to cut down running hours from 24 hours. We started running 10 hours of diesel, of generator, sorry. At that point, we also got to the stage where the generators were down. Imagine having 500 kVA generator to having just one functional at that moment. We'll be there morning to night, midnight, trying to fix the generator to make things work. We ended up doing load shedding. Give some areas power for a couple of hours, give another area power, so at least everyone will be happy. But guess what? You cannot please everyone. People are so difficult to please, and it's part of our job. Good thing is, we were able to procure another 750 kV generator, which made life easy. Another thing we were able to do is to have good relationship with AEDC. If you have one, when you have issues in that district or that area, they would fix it on time, quickly, and you won't have issues. And that's what we're enjoying today. So thank you. That's my own experience.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let me say I listened very well when she talked about facility managers being crisis managers. And then she talked about responding to issues. Let me say, facility managers, we stand tall when others freeze. Whenever there are issues, they call us. And you must stand tall, whether you like it or not. And another thing I've noticed is that crisis they bring out the best in you. There are so many things that happen when you are facing challenges. And let me use when I was managing, I have my former region. Me feel that, okay, this person has actually grown to be on the table, like Mr. Nana said, to be on the table where strategic decisions are taken. We have the experience then, and within how many 2 years? Thank you very much.
Ms. Obi, what key changes or trends have you noticed in the FM space in recent years?
Okay, thank you. I'll just say two. Let me just say two. Technology advancement, like COVID ushered us into a whole lot of them. AI. Last 2 years, I think I delivered a paper on AI and how people are thinking they are going to take our jobs. They are not taking your job. They are just there to support. Internet of Things. All these things are grammar. But when I became an FM, I actually started understanding what they meant. They are helping to make facilities more efficient. All these algorithms, softwares, everything that you cannot see, the hidden handwritings, they will just make you to be able to analyze the performance of a building. And then let me now talk about sustainability. In fact, there is a clarion call. If you say you don't know sustainability, when we are growing up, they say sustainability, ability to resolve the environment so that those that are coming can enjoy it. Now it is clear of what it means to be a sustainable facility manager. Sustainability in the sense of your company must align to ESG practices. If you want your company to stop trending on the local markets, domestic markets, and to strive at the international soil, you must comply to ESG standards. Gone are the days that They will say if you comply, it's just for you to adhere to regulatory whatever. No, it makes you competitive. So facility managers that want to make it in life, you must learn or try to be abreast of what is happening. If you don't know anything on IT, learn one. Me, I don't know it all. I'm still learning. Learn one. If you want to be the person that everybody will be looking on to, you must learn one. And then if you want to strive, if you want to be able to speak and to stand tall when they are taking decisions at the global level, sustainability must be your cap. You must know one or two things. They said, how do they reduce carbon footprint? Some of us, we don't know. You must learn how to do, how to read, how to interpret records and data. And you must know how to equally track those data. So to me, talk of technology advancement, talk of sustainability, to me, they are like the most threats that are organized.
Thank you so much. Embrace AI, embrace sustainability for growth in the FM space. Thank you so much. So I will direct my next question to our panelists, Ms. Sheon. Ms. Sheon, how is your organization adapting to sustainability? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Ms. Sheon, what strategies you use to prepare your team for unexpected disruptions?
Okay.
What strategies?
Okay. Thank you for the question. We have regular emergency drills. Two, we have cross-training staff to function in multiple roles. Let me go back to regular emergency drills. I would say what we do where I work is we have regular fire service drills. We educate our team and all our staff to we invite the fire service in Abuja to come and train them on different types of fire, how to put out different types of fire, emergencies. We also have the different types of extinguishers, which they bring and they practicalize it. So these drills, we do that more than 2 times in a year, which is good for every staff to take part in. Secondly, second one is cross-training of our staff to be able to fit into multiple roles. As an FM, I would say we must have an idea of every aspect of facility management. That is to electrical, to plumbing, to environment, to managing crisis, to talking to people, that's relationship with residents. You must have an idea. And what we do is constant training. I encourage all my staff to have ideas of different jobs. A plumber, for instance, helps us when we have emergency, we have crisis, when we have electrical crisis. I have a cleaner who is currently learning how to operate generator. I also have a generator operator, who also serves as an electrician. So just in case one day we have an issue and we need extra hands or somebody is not on duty, someone else can fill in for the person so we don't have that lapses there. Another thing is to encourage communication between residents, and that's for us and in the residential business, residents and the team. Daily, we have timely communication. We know what's going on in the estate, even at least right now we're here, but I know what's going on because we have daily communication with my team. I also have daily communication with residents to let them know this was happening. So have that communication. At least we must bridge that communication gap between us and the end users. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Sharon has encouraged us to do regular drills for staffs, cross-training, so different staffs will be able to fit into different roles. Then communication, effective communication is important in the FM space. So my next question goes to Ms. Tracy. Ms. Tracy, how is your organization adapting to sustainability and green practices in FM?
All right. Thank you for your question.
Can you guys hear me well? Am I clear in the back? Okay, like this? This is better? All right. So my question is, how is my organization adapting to sustainability and green practices in the FM? So I think it's interesting how green practices in Nigeria has come up because I'm actually, well, Nigerian and American, but it's interesting how we've already started green practices to an extent in Nigeria, where we're already using renewable energy. In a lot of our facilities, we're not using generators anymore. We're using, we've encouraged people to have solar system as backup instead of using personal generators, which is also helping in the environment. I know in America, that's something that they're doing now. So we're kind of already ahead of what's happening in America because we've been using solar for the past couple of years. We've started introducing solar boreholes, solar booster pumps, and the likes of it to save energy. Another thing is that where we are kind of behind is when it comes to some sort of green practices when it comes to recycling, which is something I want my organization to start looking into. Abroad, people are actually recycling where they have their plastics in one waste bin and they have their garbage in another one. But here in Nigeria, what you see is that everything is in one, and you see all these people just go in and they break your waste bins and they take out the recycling. So they're locally on a lower level recycling, and they're doing that to make money. So how do we now introduce that into a larger scale, which is something we want to look into this year to see how do we introduce recycling into the system here in Nigeria, especially in the residential system. How do we make people aware of the importance of separating their waste? So like I said, we're forward in some aspects, but we're a little bit behind in some aspect because we're not doing the whole total package of renewable energy and green practices. So that's my little feedback on that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tracy. So my question for you, sir, is in what ways is technology reshaping how you manage your facilities? In what ways is technology shaping how you manage your facilities?
Okay, technology. Okay, so overall, what we have been trying to do at Vail FMC is to use technology to work efficiently and also to efficiently manage our facilities. Right from the point of, I would say, customer facing point, from the access points, okay, we have deployed technology to manage the flow of visitors and manage how we receive visitors and everyone to a facility. We also manage their activities within the facility. Moving on to use of CCTV, it has helped with a lot of theft detection in residential facilities that we manage and also commercial facilities as well. Particularly now, doubling down to managing the nitty-gritty of managing facilities. Technology has helped, has increased the pace at which we offer services in terms of managing service charge, managing relations with residential ESCOs as well. When it comes to reporting, it can be very tedious when you use the pen and paper. But using technology has helped to improve reporting, especially custodial reporting with ESCO executives for residential associations as well. So technology has greatly improved the pace at which we have delivering, pace at which we deliver service to our clients.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soji, for that. A round of applause for our panelists. And final question goes to all the panelists. So I would want them to share. So what advice would you give to a young Imagine FM? What advice would you give to a young Imagine facility manager? Yes.
All right. So, okay, advice to a young FM. I would say just grow continuously. I started off from the construction industry, started off as a project engineer, and I moved on to facility management. For me, starting off in FM was like, it was just a word that I learned in school. I knew absolutely next to nothing about FM when I was starting. And I'm sure the story is the same for many people here. But what made me into who I am today is because I never stopped growing. So as an FM, you have to keep growing. If it means you taking the personal effort to invest in your growth, you have to. Don't wait for your organization to sponsor you for a course, a certificate program. You have to personally invest in your growth. And also you have to connect. You understand? When I was starting off, one thing that was very, very absent was the network of facility managers. But I mean, many young FMs can enjoy that now. We have a program, we have a platform here. Right now, we can connect with other people, but a lot of FMs starting off back then were very isolated, but now you can connect. So use the avenues that you have, connect with people, don't badger people to be a mentor, you understand, but just connect for advice, connect for guidance in any area of FM. I'm sure everyone will be open to help. That's my advice to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Round of applause, sorry, for you.
All right, to continue on what you're saying, it's funny because I had written down, be intentional about growing. So I think that's very important. Like you, I started off, I moved to Nigeria 10 years ago, and I have a background in criminal law. So I would have never thought that I would be in facility management. I ended up doing my youth service with Brains and Hammers, and I continued on from being a youth corper to an assistant facility manager, to the facility manager, and now to being an assistant facility manager. So I would have never thought that this is the plan or the way my life would have gone, but growing in a different field. So that's another thing, is being comfortable with change. I literally had to adjust from completely being American to adjust into a Nigerian system. And a lot of my staff today and my colleagues, they make fun of me because, madam, you've been here for 10 years, you're still Oyibo. I said my Oyibo is follow come. It cannot change, but I will try. So sometimes I have to try and speak a little bit of pidgin and bring myself down to be able to work with my staff. Another thing I would say is that you have to really have integrity. I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the industry, is having integrity. Without integrity, I don't think you'll be able to grow, because you will definitely face challenges where your integrity is put on the line. I always tell my staff, if something is 10 Naira in the market, tell me it's 10 Naira. Don't tell me it's 50 Naira. If you get that item for 5 Naira, that's your bargaining power. I can't really hold you on that. But that integrity will take you to great places. So that's my advice for young FMs coming into the system. Have integrity, be patient, and be willing to adjust to new environments and to change. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much.
What I can say to the young ones is be focused. Never stop learning. They always say the day you stop learning is the day you die. So don't stop learning. We're meant to be a learning ground. I would also say build strong relationships with your team And if you're in residential, build it with the residents. It goes a very long way. That's what has kept me in that estate for more than 8 years. Relationship. Our major goal as a facility manager is to solve problems. Ensure you solve problems quick and calmly. When people are agitated, when they come and fight, even when they don't appreciate you, it doesn't matter. That's what makes us facility managers. Thank you.
Thank you. I think they have said it all: integrity, savvy, being focused, building strong relationship. I'll just say when they say young facility managers, it's not those that are just graduating. But that's actually some people's mindset. Oh, young, but no. You can have someone that is over 50 years that want to be an FM. Okay? Try as much as possible to, one, you need to be very flexible. Try to learn how to adapt. Try to be open to change. FM can actually, the practice can push you to where you don't want to go to. I've actually, when I joined TFML, I joined the truck waste evacuation. We went to go and pack waste, USG locations. Then I was like, how can I follow this truck? For what? Well, you have to, I did it. Akin is here. All the sheets, all the domestic waste, we packed it. When I came back, they said, "Oh, I said, I'm not working, I'm closing, actually closing for." I didn't even enter. I told them I'm smelling. Nobody should come close, you know. But because I am focused, I know what I am burning to get. We managed. That was when we learned how to take details, how to weigh the waste, because you need to report. They said reporting. Technology helps you to make you say this fast-paced information, something. That was when I learned how to take details of how to weigh the waste and everything, and then report to the customer. So if you are young, if you are an upcoming FM, you need to be savvy for knowledge. You need to be very flexible. You need to read, they call it American woman, you read voraciously. Try to know more about FM. People talk about having mentors. So my mentor now is my laptop, internet. I ask questions, AI will answer. Tell me what to do. So you know all about, say, don't badge on people, yes, but on your own, technology advancement, your phone can be your mentor. Use the gadgets you have to get what you want. But as you are doing that, she talked about trying to be a woman or a man of integrity. Try to be humble. Try to be loyal to the system where you are operating on. Try to work and align your processes to your policy, your company policy. Try to ask questions. They talked about networking. What is going on? How can I grow? Ask questions, speak up, but do it in a very wise and a smart way. And before you know it, from Obi that does not know how to operate generator, you'll be seated at the board meetings taking decisions. It happens. It's actually our story. We all started from somewhere. Actually messed up a generator. That was when I said that we are the pioneers of mastercrafts. I don't know anybody that did mastercrafts here. Diploma. We started this. We met Erubami, and that was because I wanted to know more about FM. Because I made mistakes, I grew beyond that, and we will continue to go further. So be intentional with your guests to grow in FM. So that's my advice for the young FMs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The feedback we got: be focused, invest in your growth, be intentional, have integrity, build strong relationships, be a problem solver, be flexible, and be open to change. Thank you so much. Okay, we have questions from online audience. Can we?
Said, as an over 7 years experienced project contract manager and having gone through training as FM, what entry level you will be and salary range? Okay. Do we get that question?
So to answer Ademi's, was it Ademi? Okay, his question. I think salary range is variant to where you're working. Different companies and different organizations have different ranges that they start their entry-level staff on. So it's a really hard question to answer because it depends on if you're in residential, are you in commercial, are you in, what kind of sector are you in? So that's really a hard question to answer. I don't know if anybody else here can really answer that question. Okay, I think we're all on the same page. Okay, okay. What is it?
Okay, I see another question. So we'll take just few questions. We'll take 3 questions online, then we'll take 2 physically.
Maybe you might want to answer AI. What is the human factor in against AI?
So okay.
I would, okay, this question is, what is the human factor in facility management against artificial intelligence? I would say my own understanding, and no, the audience, they will answer us now. It's not only those that are seated here. To me, I would think, let me say AI, just like they call it, is an artificial assistant, artificial helper. Something that is not physical. It could be physical. You could feel some of the tools that AI use in operation, but they are not emotional. Human beings, you can show empathy, right? But this artificial intelligence or all those tools, they are programmed to work in a particular way, and they function to meet that target, that assignment they are given to do. But when a human factor is involved, empathy, resilience, changing, making decisions even when there are obstacles, you will be able to say, okay, this, let me do this like this. But the tool that is already programmed to achieve something goes on. I don't know, this is my own understanding. They support us to achieve a goal or to achieve a task. They can't do it alone. They still need us to achieve those tasks. So I can see someone raising up his hand.
Okay, we'll take just 2 questions.
Mine is not a question per se. Okay. I just want to, I will tell you my name. I just want to add to what that question on the human factor and artificial intelligence. My name is Kehinde Ogbosanya. Now, AI can only guide. It cannot solve your problem. AI can only guide. It can never solve your problem. You have mentioned empathy. You have mentioned reasoning. You have mentioned action. FM is a thankless job. Everybody must know that. So when you are in the trade of FM, don't think that you'll be highly rated, you'll be appreciated, you'll be given the kind of salary you think you should earn. FM is a 24 hours job. Now, there is something that there is a big challenge. FM in Nigeria is alien. Yes, I will still tell you that it's still alien. Many people have not embraced the practice of FM in Nigeria. And that is why we're having problems. Somebody will ask you that, I go to work in the morning, I come back in the evening. I don't need 24-hour supply of power. Another person will tell you that whether I'm home or not, I need that 24-hour power supply. And the person who argue first will tell you that I don't want to pay because I don't need power at that time. Now, I really thank you for all your experiences that you have shared with us, but I must tell you that you share your experience on one side. I'm sorry to say. I'm not castigating anybody. I'm also thanking you. Now, you have worked with development companies, property development companies, who build and you manage. Have you worked with somebody, a different person, a different client, building and bringing you in as an FM? This person will bring you as an FM, he still holds back some part of the FM operation. What do you do? What do you do? And if you manage commercial properties, wherein you have all manner of people, all manner of trade, and all manner of, the problem is more. Now, you are dealing with people, that's the occupants.
Thank you so much.
I will round up. You are dealing with the occupants, you are also dealing with the client. Clients will never allow you to have access to the account. Yes, you are supposed to render account to the payers, who pay for services. It is the occupants. You are supposed to render account to them. The client say, no, diesel consumption, I will do it. This, I will do it. You cannot have an answer to that. Now, finally, I think what we need to do, I'm doing a book titled Domesticating FM Operation in Nigeria. And I think we need that book. Because why? Most of the things we use, they are not Nigerian made. I give you an example. I was in a class, FM class, and I was telling them of my experience that I went to a bank to do some transaction and there was network failure. You were like, network failure, what does that mean? I said there is internet network failure. Don't we operate? I mean, experience it in Nigeria. They are just statute that is not possible. So that is why we must domesticate our FM operation. We need articles like that. That okay, when you are face to face with this kind of challenge, what do you do? And I want to encourage every one of us here. If you have not done your professional courses, please go and register. It's not easy. I've done it, and I know that it is not easy. I have my FMP. I'm working to do my CFM, and I'm also a PhD holder in facility management, and I reside in Abuja. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for the wonderful observation. It's very key to the profession. I want to take us back to the definition of FM. The key points in that definition is people, the process, the place, and the technology. Once you understand this fundamental basics as a facility manager, that's all you need. We also need to understand, like what he said, there's a need to learn. There's a need to unlearn. There's also a need to relearn. Training is consistent. It has to be. FM evolves. The way you practice FM today, we were talking about the traditional FM, practice of FM before. Now it has evolved. My colleague was talking about practicing FM at the strategic level. We have the operational level, the tactical level. It's evolving. And technology has to stay. Also, in addition to what she said, at the human factor of the AI, blah, blah, blah. Remember, for AI and technology to work, it needs data. You need to gather this data. You need to source this data. That is when the human factor comes in to a large extent. Okay, so I'm coming. That's where the human factor comes in, gathering data to a large extent. I would also add, I'm trying to touch up the various parts. I would also add every project, every facility management contract, every building is unique. The way you handle property A, the process of handling property A is different from the way you handle property B. We need to understand the needs and expectations of your client. If you are able to understand the needs and expectations of that client, the needs and expectations of that property, that facility, the objectives, the purpose, why you are there to provide FM service deliverables on site, you will be able to be exceptional and be efficient in discharging your duties. So I'm just trying to like touch up everything they said in summary. It all boils down to your process, the people, the place, the type of technology. So when you come on board the facility management project, first off, you have your 11 competencies, right? You know your customer. That's very basic. That's the first thing they'll tell you in ISO. Know your customer. What are their needs? What are their expectations? What's the objective of the company? You talked about MTN. MTN is all about digital connectivity, right? The objective is different from a residential facility, as much as it's different from a commercial facility. We also have FM services for aviation, FM services for healthcare is different.
Thank you so much.
So please, sorry, please. I would want to hand the mic over to Mr. Nana to just sum it up, please. He will just sum up
So
everything.
after we have
Thank
just one feedback.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Moderator, I crave your indulgence. In same way, I'll say I'll end up with the human factor and why facility managers are lowly paid in quotes, although that is relative. What might be lowly paid to one person might be mega paid to another. So it's relative. But going back to some of the things that were said during the panel discussion, record keeping. Colleagues, I look at my approach is that everything will end in court. It will end in court litigation. And if you're going to win, you must have your what? Evidence. And the only evidence you will tender in court are what? Records. So if you have a meeting with anybody and you don't record it, at the end of the meeting, a letter, dear blah, 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 blah. I refer to the meeting we had at so and so place, so and so time, where the followings were discussed and agreed. You document it and you send it to that person. It's a record. When the time comes, you refer to it. If they do not agree, they will refute it, not so. So if they don't refute it, means it's a statement of fact. That's what you agree that it is. So
Please, can you give us volume? Thank you, sir.
you need a place, create cross ventilation and all that. If you don't have even an idea of elementary law, property law, you will you'll make mistakes that can be very costly. So what she said, some of these things, you can actually Google them and you get your responses. So a facility manager, in most cases, is a jack of all trades. He has to know a little bit about this, that. If not, the other professionals will draw rings around your head. And then back to us in practice. I'm sorry, but a lot of us as facility managers and facility management companies are letting the profession down. Some of us, anything goes. They are ready to pay you 5,000 naira, you're ready to accept it. He's gone out, but there was something he said. Why would you be compromising my company and I have to literally, from what you were saying, lie on your behalf? No. And if it's going to compromise, I won't do it. And we need to do that as individuals and as a company. If the salary is not worth it, don't take it. You see, I'm sorry, yes, according to this stage, yes. But guess what? Let me manage it, ends up being permanent. In a lot of instances. Let me manage it, ends up being permanent. But you need to know where to draw the line. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that feedback. Let me take one more feedback so that we can wrap up the session. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep it brief.
Actually, I wanted to add to that question about the human factor and the artificial intelligence, which has already been touched. But let me just say what I wanted to say is that AI, just like giga in, giga out, the human factor has to do the job for the AI to return back. The AI might give you updates on your predictive and preventive maintenance, but you as a human have to be the one to carry out the activity. You understand? The human factor is the empathy part of it. It relates to the client, the demand organization, and the stakeholders. But the AI will not do that for you. You understand? So yes, AI is good, but the human factor makes the decision. So that's just what I want to say. Thank you.
So thank you so much. I want to thank all the panelists for participating in this session and for all the participants for their feedback. I would hand over control back to the MC. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's keep clapping. Louder we clap, the faster you get to your seats. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for a really insightful panel discussion. A lot of nuggets and take home. I'm certain if we are allowed to continue, we will not finish because there's a lot to deliberate on. So thank you. At this session, we would like to spotlight on individuals here. In a minute or two, if you have a personal story to share about resilience in facility management, just one person. Spotlight. Anybody moved by the spirit to share? Aha, nobody's moved. Everybody wanted talking at some point, but now you're not getting that. So anybody just want to share something in a minute or two? Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, in line with this year theme, resilience. Yeah, we are living in a fast-changing world. And to be effective as an FM practitioner, it's important that we are intentional. But there's one area we all need to pay attention. And there's a way of helping us to be effective. And that is disaster preparedness is very important. We know we thrive on a daily basis in the midst of shows and emergency, but we need to pay attention to disaster preparedness. For example, the rainy season is about starting. We may have unexpected leakage in our buildings. We may have plumbing leakage. We may have electrical shock. As facility manager, is one area we need to address by training our team to be able to respond in an emergency situation. It saves lives, it saves money, it saves the property we are managing. So that is one area that all of us, I want us to attach our mind to today, disaster preparedness. We need to train, we need to do more research and see a way of preparing our facility, the tenant, the occupier of the building we are managing for eventuality. Because certainty is what we are sure of. As long as we are alive, uncertainty is something we can be certain we're going to have.
Thank you very much. Please, let's appreciate it. We can do better. I think we can do better. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. The theme for today is still very much resilience in action, thriving in a world of change. Let's do that one more time. Resilience in action, thriving in a world of change.
You discover all the other professionals that this area you never see the facility. If you go to the US, the first thing they do is that when there are plans, when the architect goes to design, they first look for the facility manager and tell him, check and see, is this building going to be safe for people in the long run? You know, sustain whole life cycle of building what like for we are only after now. An architect must sign off. A civil or structural engineer must sign off. And then the builder must give you health and safety, and then the work program and whatever. But there is nothing like the facility manager to say that this building is not safe for example, the same. Most of the buildings these days are not disabled friendly. They are just buildings that it's the normal kind of people that go in there. And so it is when you engage the facility manager in the initial stage of the design process that he can now advise and say, there are no ramps, or you need to introduce this type of toilet, or the lift that can accommodate a disabled man, and then in the event of emergency, if I'm disabled, how can I be evacuated from the building? You see, all these things are not put into consideration while we are trying in Nigeria. And I think it's a time that we should change the narrative. And that's why in what we do, because I also do part-time, we call it design management. What is design management? They call every other professional design management, and they don't call facility. I decided that my students must know that facility manager is important. So I make sure that facility manager is included in design management. Because he has to sign off that yes, this design of this building is okay to go. Because and it's not just about the functionality, and also at the end of the day, it's about the whole life of the building before it's what demolished, and then you have the life of the building. So all these have to be considered, and I believe that when you and I join hands together and agree to fight, we will get somewhere. But if I and my corner, as long as I'm getting my 1 or 2 facilities from government and private that I'm managing, and it is giving me money, there is no need for me to fight for people that are not related to me. But it is something that we're praying that in the future will be national, because outside of Nigeria it is practice. So we have to be the pioneers that will push it and make sure that this comes to limelight in Nigeria. Please, for those I know, I'm sure there are some that are still, who among us there are AFMPN? So who are those that are not members? Let me see your hand. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Please, you can meet me after. We also have, yes, people online. I sent you something. It's the process of registering as a facility, either corporate or individual. All you just need to do is pay 10,000 naira into the association's account, and then there is a small form. Not just from your email that you just put your full name, your address, what you do, and where you work, and your position there, and then send it to the state of the payment. It's accounts at AFMPN. And then when you send it, you and also send it to the join. And I'm sure those that are in the group, it's not a dull place to be, because everything that you discuss here, there are groups and specializations that handle each. There is sustainability, there is space management, there is emergency preparedness, there is health and safety, different subgroups under. So if you have challenges, like most members have challenges, all you just need to do is type out your challenge, and people are there to help you. Professionals are like the MC said, the ancestors are also there to see you to and help you out. We just want to use this opportunity to thank the entire management of TFM for the opportunity they granted us to use this facility. And I'm sure we're going to come back, because we really enjoy ourselves here. Because I believe if we are gone out somewhere, before you know that, the night you have gone out, and then the AC will start putting again. We're comfortable, and then we just want to say thank you. It was as simple as next time we will be miles ahead to inform you in time, so that you don't have to do the fire brigade approach. So we just want to sincerely thank you for the opportunity you granted us to use this facility. And then, coincidentally, how I wish it was today. Yesterday was the birthday of the chairman of TFM, that's for us. I don't know that it's around. It's not. okay, maybe because of the birthday, he's tired. So if you want to see the opportunity to wish him well, and we pray that the Almighty will continue to bless you and prosper his business and all that and his staff. And we only have just a token to give him, just a little token to give him, just to say happy birthday, because there is nothing we can do. We are still growing. So, so maybe afterwards, it is not around who can give it to someone. So we just want to thank you very much. And then we also want to thank the person that sponsored the company that sponsored our drinks. It's called Aqua Project. Yes. Ibalaye Abdulwasiu, FNIPS, FNI, he involved AFMPN also, and then he decided to take the sponsorship of drinks today. So we just want to sincerely thank you for that. And we also thank every one of you for one thing or the other. Thank you, panelists, Bell FM, Grace and Hamas. You were really great. And we just hope that the day when we call, you will still answer. Yes. You know. Thank you very much for really working, and I pray that as you go back to your various walks of life and pray that the Almighty will take you back safe and sound, and also bless you, and for taking out time here. I'm sure it was a sacrifice to make. That time that you've left here, the Almighty will double it and millionfold. That which I've left from here. And pray that as we knock on your door today for one assistance or the other, or one, add to the knowledge of other younger safety managers to be ready to open your doors and welcome us to move the profession forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That's the way the closing remark has been. What else is let's appreciate for that. And it remains the same action. Trying in the world of change. Once again, let's remember the key for this thing. Thank you very much for having me. Please, before let's take pictures outside. Outside, let's move outside.
Let's have this. I will put up we go out. Okay.
All right. Shall we?